Good evening, guys. So today I'm going to uh, talk about okay continuous delivery with Jenkins in Kubernetes engine. Okay, so what is that Jenkins part? So we are going to learn how to set up that continuous delivery pipeline with Jenkins on the Kubernetes engine. Okay, so what we are going to learn is a part of uh, DevOps. Okay, so you will learn little more about it and how it is helping to speed up the process. Okay, now what is that application Jenkins? It is a go-to automation server. Okay, basically it is a server, simple server. Okay, automation server. So whatever you are going to share, whatever the code is shared by the developer is integrated into that shared repository. Okay, so it is going to be like this. Okay, now what our task is that we are going to complete this following task. What first we have to provision that application into that Kubernetes engine cluster. Okay, we have to set up the application using the help package manager, explore the features of this application, and we have to create and exercise this Jenkins pipeline. Okay, now prerequisite, this is an advanced lab. Okay, so first only I have told you advanced lab. If anything before, you can go to all this lab to complete that. Okay, now what is continuous delivery or deployment? Okay, so uh, it is a part of DevOps. Okay, CI/CD. You have heard this word very much, and it is an upcoming trend. So it is so what it does is that it gives an important provides important benefits over standard virtual machine deployment. Okay, that what it does. So whenever the process uses a container, one host can work on multiple operating system. Okay, it can run multiple, so that is not done by normal VM based deployment. Okay, so the engine which we are using has also comes with the pre-equipped with Google's global load balancer, so means you are automatically benefited from the Google's load balancer, and it help you to automate the web traffic routing through your instance. Okay, and it will check for some features which you don't do normally directly. So some things are automated from their side, like SSL termination utilizing the global IP address. Okay, and which is configured with the Google's backbone network. Okay, and coupled with that your web front and this balance load balancer, uh, so it makes sure that your users are always on the fastest possible. So that is uh, the advantage and benefits you are getting using the Kubernetes engine of Google. Okay, now we are going to start it. So I have start. Yes, you have 7 subscription. Okay, put the password. So these are normal things set up which we have to do. Okay, you have to complete it on your own, but I am going to show you. uh, and after this we are going to directly start through this part. Okay, so don't worry about it. So I'm completing the setup part now. Agree. have happy and continue. So looking now, okay, the email ID is come. Now we are going to start the Cloud Shell part. Okay, so we are going to copy the command and along according to the instructions. So if it says that directly copy this, then you can go with that. Okay, so yes, we have completed. Now what we are going to do is we are going to clone the repository. Now I am going to configure this to USD each1D. Okay, so it is going configured. Okay, now I am copying this clone. I am cloning it. Okay, yes, it has got clone. Okay, so now change the directory. Okay, now the directory has got changed. Now this is what we are going to do is that we are going to create a cluster, Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so it will take some time, it is given, and it will allow us to enable Jenkins. Okay, have an extra scope to allow Jenkins to access the cloud resource. Okay, and the container registry. So I am copying it directly and you can enter directly. Okay, it will say take some time, like 5-10 minutes, max to max 5 minutes. More than, if more than that, then 10 minutes. Okay, and you can automatically check the progress here. Okay, okay. And simultaneously you can, yes, so our progress has got set up. Okay, so yeah, means it has created a cluster, but we are unable to see it now. After 2 to 3 months we will able to see that cluster properly. Okay, yes, so our cluster has got created. Now what we are going to do is that we are going to check it whether it is running or not. Okay, so yes, it is running. Okay, well and good. Now we are going to get the credentials for it. Yes, the credentials are got. Now we are going to get it the credential info about it. Okay, okay, so yes, okay, so we got it. Now we are going to set up and we will download this Jenkins from the chat repository, and when after and it is a package manager. Okay, package manager that makes it easy to configure and deploy Kubernetes application. So basically it helps, it's like a manager that helps to easily configure and deploy the package to the Kubernetes application. Now we are copying this command here. Yes, our Jenkins has been added and we are updating it. Yes, the update has been completed. Now what we have to do is we have to configure. Okay, now we are going to download the values file from here. Okay, so the file is done. Okay, now copy it. Now what we are going to do is that install and go to cd Jenkins. So we are going to go to the cd Jenkins file, means folder, and then again the folder part, and then we have to configure. Okay, so I'm configuring it. Okay, it is done. Now what we have to do is that copy this to ensure that the pod Jenkins pod is in a goes to running state and the container is in the ready state. Checking out it, yes, it is in the running state. Okay, and both are in the ready state. Okay, now configuring the service. Okay, copy this command. Yes, we are getting the expected output as it is. Now what we are going to do is copy this and quit. Now we have to click on web preview and preview it in the port number 8080. Okay, and the password here. Okay, so it has got installed and configured, and the password is this. Okay, so copy it directly and sign in. Okay, yes, our has got configured properly. Yes, we can see it now. What we have to, now we have to understand the application. Okay, so here we are going to look for the feature part. Okay, so this you can read it as you own. Now we are going to look for the deployment part. So I am your cd sample have created something and creating namespace to isolate this. Okay, copy the command as it is given. Okay, canary is given service production. Okay, look into your USB. Yes, we have completed this. Yes, we have got our 80 points. Okay, copy this again here. Yes, it is scaled. Yes, according to this, yes, we have created 5 pods and 4 are for the production traffic and 1 is for the canary release. Okay, now okay, so copy this. here what we are doing is, so there are two ports like this part and this part is for the backend part. Yes, and in the backend part one is for canary, another is for the production. Okay, so this is the backend part and this is the front end part. Yes, now we'll copy this. Okay, yes, we got our external IP. So I am copying my external IP here and pasting it. Yes, we have got our answer properly. Okay, now copy this and paste it here. Copy this directly and look it here. No, it is not looking. Oh, sorry. So copy this here it is. Yes, it is working. We got 1.00. Yes, it is working. Now we are going to copy this, create a copy of this sample app. So we had created a sample app. Yes, copy this from the Google Cloud Resource repo. Okay, yes, okay, and look at the progress. Yes, since we have completed our part, but still here according to that we have completed 100%, but we have to go on. Okay, now what we are going to do is that copy every command and whatever future commands we are going to do is do it. Copy this. We have configured this file. Okay, so copy this. Now, okay, so what was I get? Okay, here comes your GitHub part. Okay, now in the GitHub part, okay, here comes the GitHub part. Now copying the GitHub email ID. So my email ID is look for the command. Okay, copy okay, this is the email ID and I have to copy the username. So the username of my account is, so you have to paste your account username and email ID. Okay, yes, this is, no, sorry, this is not my username. Okay, so this is my username. Okay, so Here I've added the git part. Give initial comment for it, commit for it, okay, and push it. Okay, so it has got pushed. Now what we have to do is that go into the dashboard and click on manage jail key. Okay, here we have to click here. So manage the credentials, so here is the part. Okay, so clicking on this, after that you have to click on manage credentials. Okay, now what we are going to do is you have to click on this. Okay, no wait, okay, yeah, you have to click on this and click on the crow, this part. Yes, add, so add, okay, metadata key. Okay, so here of course the project name comes. Okay, metadata from the drop, okay, drop down, so you have to click here and click OK. Okay, it is done. Now what you have to do is creating the job. Okay, now go to Jenkins, new item, sample project. Okay, and what it is, multiple pipeline. Okay, so we are looking for continuous deployment through this. Okay, multi branch pipeline. Okay, so it is asking branch source is git. Now copy this into the untitled, copy this project ID. So this is the project ID. Okay, don't go again to the Cloud Shell looking for the project ID. Now copy this. Okay, and you have to paste it here. Okay, and here in the credentials you have to add this service account credentials. After this, what we have to do is that under scan multiple branch trigger. Okay, can multiple branch trigger. Okay, here it is. Check. Yes. Interval you have to run it as 1 minute, and yes, yes, yes. Yes. Okay. Click on saving. Okay, it is done. Okay, now what we are going to do is creating a development environment. Okay, so in development environment, like set of environment where people test their code. Okay, basically they will add code and they test according to the environment they have set in before submitting it for the integration. So you will get two branches sometimes, that is one main branch and one development branch. So this is what is development branch. So here it is not fixed. Okay, like there are some errors in it, there is some modification required to make sure that they work properly with the application. So that's why it is created. After they complete that modification and it is working properly with the application, then these are set to the submitted for the integration to the main branch. So we are creating a development branch here. Okay, check out. So we have created a new branch and modifying it. Okay, okay, so what you are going to do is that before this command, now if you don't know the project id, okay, you require a project id here. You will look into the connection tab. Now let us see the connection tab. So here is your project id. Okay, or you can run this command to get the project id also. So we'll run this. Okay, first. Yes, it is. So we got our project id. Okay, now what you are going to do is that copy this. We are creating the file and now click on now. So it will allow us to insert that project id. Okay, so I am copying it from here again. Okay, wait a minute, sometimes happens. Okay, yes, the project id has been paste. Okay, paste into it. Now to save this file, first click on escape. Now I am clicking on escape and then copy this command. Okay, I am copying this command directly and enter. So automatically the file has saved and uploaded. Okay, now we have to again modify the set. So here we are changing the card from blue to orange here. So copy it. Okay, click on I. I is compulsory, remember that. Without I nothing will work. Okay, so here is the card blue, orange. Okay, you have card blue to card orange. Okay, so looking for one more because they have told it is there one more. Okay, here again it is there, so copy orange juice. Okay, again you have made the changes, click on escape and play, then paste this command directly. Okay, or you can write it as it is and click on enter. Okay, the file has got changed. Okay, now you have to change this main go also, main.go, sorry. So yeah, what you have to change, string version 1 to 2. Okay, so we have to look for string version 1 to 2. Click on I. Now you will get inserted here. Okay, here it is your string version. Sorry, version string. Okay, version string, again escape. Okay, now after you have made changes to the file, you have to commit it and push the changes. Okay, so I have to commit this file again, add the file, and you have to commit it. Okay, so here what we have done is that we have added the html.go to go and main.go file after changing it, and we have made that commit as version 2.00. so we can see that there is a new feature version 2.00 and that will be updated. Okay, here it's, and so we can see that we have changed 3 files. 4 insertion are there, yes, right, we did 4 insertion and 4 deletion. So we insert 4 things and deleted 4 things. Okay, and we had pushed it to the origin. Now what we are doing is that to build, here is the build history. Okay, see, we have added some new features into this. Okay, see, here it is. so it will take to 1-2 minutes. Okay, so you will see this part. Okay, to check out that whether it is has been done or not. Okay, look to it. Yes, so our uh, new feature has got added here. And if you don't see anything in this part, okay, what we have to do is that go to the sample app, and here is our new feature. Okay, created. Now that is taken out, so we will create a proxy. So okay, so copying this, deploying a canary variable. So create a new canary branch and then push origin the canary branch. So it has been got created. Now we have to check it out again once again. So yes, it has got up updated. Now we copy this command and copy this one also. So what we are doing is that we have created a canary pipeline, and to check that some of the traffic has been served by the new version, we are copying this command again and again. So it's 1.0 1.0. Okay, is still, yes, it has been created, and we are looking for one 2.0. Okay, 2.0.0. Okay, but if it is still 1.0, we will look at it continuously. Okay, still not. Okay, 1.0. They have said that in every if I request one request, you have to, of course there is no order, but you have to see 2.0 here. So we are looking for 2.0. Yes, we got one 2.0. Yes, we got one other 2.0. So here you can see that we have got one 2.0 and here again 2.0, and in above cases we will look for 2.0. So in above cases you will see that we are in 1.0 itself, so means that our application or the canary release has got deployed. And so what we do is now our canary release was successful. Yes, we saw that there is a 2.0 part also. Now we will go to the master pathway and we are going to merge the canary with the master. Yes, we have merged it and we are going to push. So means we are going to add this to the master part. Okay, yes, our it has got successfully done. Again we have to look for 2.0. Okay, here I am copying the command here now and copy this again here. So you can see 2.0, 1.0, 2.0, 2.2121. So it is happening. So to ensure that all the traffic is been served by new version 2.0, we are looking to run this command again properly. And it is 1.2.212. Okay. Yes, it is 2121. So it is going like that only. One. So what we are going to do is copy this and look it for. Yes, so it is getting served, but almost some of them are, half of them are 1, half of them are 2. So that is the scenario going on. Okay, 2 1. So it is keep going and coming, keep going and coming. Okay, so we'll copy this command here and look for the IP. So IP here is 1.0. Now we got 2.0. Okay, This is the feeling. Okay. Okay, yaar. So here is the mistake. Yes. So here, what is the answer? We will look default. Okay, so correct. So which is the correct one? Let us see. Okay, so this. Okay, so this is correct. We'll look at this. Correct, correct, incorrect. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so these 3 are correct. Okay, so I have done from my side. Okay, now what I'm going to do is close this, log out from this. Okay, and again log out from this part also, and end the lab. Yes, the lab has been completed. Submit, and thank you.